Hey Monica, this week I feel compelled to tell you about birth certificates. Did you know that the state of Texas has two different kinds of birth certificates? They have a long form and a short form. The short form is great for a lot of things. You can use it to get a driver's license, you can get it to enroll in school and to join Little League. But in order to get a passport, you need a long form. And I discovered as I went to gather up paperwork for applying for passports for our family that we had several short forms and not enough long forms. So then I went and researched how to get a long form. Well, you can write away to the state capital and they will mail you one in about a month, or you can go to the county that person was born in order to get the long form. Short forms are available at any birth and death certificate office in any county, but in order to get the long form, you have to go to the county they were actually born in. Fortunately, the people I'm looking for were born locally. One was in just a suburban one-story office building about 10 minutes from my house, and the other one was in Dallas. So went to downtown Dallas, and that was kind of exciting. Got to navigate all the one-way streets in that labyrinth and find parking deep beneath the belly of the downtown public library, and work my way up and talk to security guards about directions, and get accidentally find myself coming in the birth and death office in the wrong direction and being redirected to go around the long way. And then I finally got my paperwork submitted and was waiting for them to stamp and print and all that. I found myself standing next to a very genteel Southern gentleman who turned out to be a perfume salesman waiting for some death certificates for a local funeral home. I guess maybe the perfume business and the funeral business work together. And he was so very happy to be living in Dallas, so very happy. And he could just tell that I was a local. I didn't correct him. I mean, I grew up here, but I wasn't born here. And, but he could just tell. He could tell by my accent, I guess. He said he could tell by the way I talked. And that he said that he had spent a good 10 years of his youth, of his young adulthood in Missouri, and it was so terrible. He was just anxious all the time, and he couldn't figure out what it was until one day he was delivering a body. I guess he really is in the business of funeral homes. He was delivering a body to Kansas, and the minute he left those Missouri hills and entered into those Kansas flat plains, his anxiety just melted away. And he knew in that moment that he was homesick for Texas, because we have no mountains, no hills. And he could tell when he went back to Missouri that the whole sides of the hills were just crowding in on him, and it just made him feel oppressed. And not to mention the food was just not Texan enough. So he made his way back in 2013, and he's been here ever since. And oh my goodness, he's never going to leave home again. And his forefathers all the way back to the 1850s, they knew something about Texas. He should have just stayed put, because Dallas is home for him and will always be home for him. He was a really nice guy. Super double feminine ESFJ. But anyway, so I got my long form from the downtown Dallas library, and my long form from the other local county office, and now I have all of my long forms, and I'm very excited because to understand all of this about the paperwork, and also to have met a really interesting guy in the office of birth and death certificates, just kind of made my day. All right. I don't have any questions for you. I don't even know if the story makes any sense. There's no point. But now I'm done. I'll see you next week.